You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's $1 Million Listing After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's $1 Million Listing After Show.
I'm in Miami, bitch. Get your hands up. Get your hands up.
Hey everybody, welcome to the $1 Million Listing Miami After Show. I'm your host, Jenifer Golden, and with me is my lovely co-host, Alex.
Yes, Alex Wehrley here. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm in Miami. Is this what it's like?
This is what it's like. It's this music and bathing suits all the time. And bright lights.
Take me there now.
I know, we're going. We say this, but we're going.
Especially after this episode. This was my favorite yet. How about you?
Was it? Okay, you know what? It had to be mine because there were some epic quotes all around. First of all, we need to discuss why we're in bathing suits in honor of Chris's
just because
open house, right? Well, you know, all my clothes were dirty, so
there was a reason.
There was a reason because of Chris's open house at his Boca Raton condo.
Right. And the fashion show, swimsuit competition, whatever it was so short. I was kind of disappointed, you know, so I'm glad that we're in swimsuits so we can offer you more.
Yeah.
More swimsuit competition.
Some people were even in dresses, but we'll get there. We need to start this off with Sam, who, by the way, Sam, call us because you are hysterical. We're actually going to have Sam on next week.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Or one of the upcoming weeks. We might start with Chris. Anyway, you are going to hear from all three of them on this show, so stay tuned.
So Sam had epic quotes this episode around. And
she started
the episode off with Chloe Chanel, her Yorkie.
Yes. So cute and fitting for her.
Really cute. Chloe Chanel was wearing a pink dress while Sam was getting ready for her big meeting with Lisa, her new client.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we totally saw Sam in her bra. I was like, whoa, Sam.
Yeah. Hey, Sam. Just like we're kind of in a bra. Everybody should always be in their bra.
It's Miami. Show as much skin as possible, right?
Also, I like Sam's house.
What would you expect from a $1 million realtor?
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was like very tasteful, but like young and current and like kind of Z Gallery Restoration Hardware-ish.
Yeah, we got to see her more in her element, which was nice.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, she met with Lisa, who was a character in herself.
Such a character. And this is where all the like amazing like quotes came out of. Part of the reason we picked that song by LMFAO was because he was featuring Pitbull. And in this episode, there was a Pitbull named Duke. Lisa has a pit bull named Duke. I didn't actually know that you can't have a pit bull in South Florida.
I know, in Miami.
Right, in Miami specifically.
Why?
I don't know. They also banned Akitas because of the danger they cause to people and each other.
Where do you draw the line, though? What if it's like half pit bull, half poodle? I mean, does it need to be purebred? This is just very complicated.
I don't know. Maybe Sam will tell us when we talk to her.
Yeah.
Because she seems to know the rules.
We will ask her about it.
Yeah. So Lisa has Duke, the most gorgeous gray pit bull ever.
And seems very sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I've only had good experiences with pit bulls, but I know, you know, it just varies.
Right. So anyways, they're looking in Fort Lauderdale so that she can have Duke at her home, of course. And it seems like Duke is kind of the center of her universe. So when she's looking at homes, she's thinking, would Duke like this? Would Duke like that?
It's cute. Well, I guess she was inland, and now she was looking for water. She's like, why am I going to live in Florida if I'm not going to be on the water? So... in this, you know, they embark on their hunt for a house. They go to the first one, and it's just not what she wants.
Well, and we should mention that compared to everyone else, she has a lower budget. I laugh inside when I say lower budget, but she's looking at like 1.2, 1.3 million tops. So these homes obviously are not going to be like the huge $9 million penthouses.
No.
So yeah, the ones that she was looking at, in her mind, they always had something wrong, right?
Which I totally understood where she was coming from because, you know, one of the houses, it was very Goldilocks. One of the houses' backyards was too small and didn't have grass. So what's the point if she's moving there and has Duke?
And then didn't have ocean access because she's getting a yacht, duh.
Right, just in case. Well, you know what, to be completely honest, if you're going to move to a house on the water and want water access, you may one day want a boat, and you might as well plan in advance for it. You're going to fork up all this money, so you might as well plan for it.
So you're with her.
I'm with her on her choices. I mean, one of the houses came with a Bentley.
Yeah, and she didn't get that, but I think that's amazing.
I think it's really cool, except for then you're stuck with like the Bentley like insurance and the Bentley repair and whatever else it comes with, and you have this, you know, pit bull. Is it going to go in the Bentley? I don't really know.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to want a new car, I guess.
Right. So the house wasn't worth it to, you know, go through all of that. But then they come across the third house, which becomes a winner. Mm-hmm. And I loved when Sam said to Lisa, she's like, I'm sorry, are you Lisa or are you Nancy? And
because you're being so negative.
Right, because you're being a little bit of a negative Nancy here. Mm-hmm. And then, if you know, she was like, oh. So then she actually agrees to getting the house. And it was funny because Sam was like, I'm like the fairy godmother of whatever, bippity boppity boo.
And she really ended up being the fairy godmother because she made some magic happen. I was so impressed with her.
She redeemed herself for like, you know, having a failed listing that she lost and being the newbie. She really took control of the situation. And it was like her versus, what was the woman's name? Joan. Of course it was. Joan, she's like, I don't know, Joan's been working in this business for like 100 years.
Right.
Joan was an older woman. And
so experienced because she's been working in the business for a long time, but she made her look like an amateur. She totally like tricked her into lowering the price because originally they were going to make that offer for 1.2. But then once she found out that the house was on the market for a while and that it was vacant, she's like, these people are a little bit more desperate than they're leading on to be. And that's where she worked the magic.
Yeah, she got it down. Okay, so we'll go over some quick offerings that happened. Sam and Lisa put in an offer of $1,250,000. No, right?
Yes, that's correct. 1.025, which is
whatever that is. Okay, so then the counter was 1.15 from Joan and her people, and then
1.150.
Yes, that. Yeah. And then again the counter from Lisa and Sam was 1.099.
Yeah, and that's what they got. And I was so impressed that she called Lisa on the phone with Joan right there, had her on speakerphone.
That's confidence.
And I mean, to my recollection, they didn't have a conversation like setting this up beforehand. So that was way big confidence. Threw in the outside furniture, which I just thought was hilarious.
I love that.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Now, like, it's funny because, you know, I was with somebody today and they were looking at houses and I was like, you should ask for that furniture because the patio furniture is amazing and it has a pool. So why not? You never know what people will say yes to. So why not ask, especially in negotiation?
And it's just a nice little added touch. And how much can that furniture really cost that owner? I mean, probably expensive, but is it worth losing a deal?
Right. And plus it's been sitting outside for God knows how long, so it's depreciated in value. And then, you know, it just saves the buyer so much less like hassle by not having to furnish the outside. And the owner doesn't have to move that furniture. So really, I feel like everybody wins.
Yes, everyone wins.
Sam's really the winner here.
She was the winner of the episode. If we had a winner system,
MVP Sam.
She definitely was the MVP. So I'm super proud of her. But
me too.
The drama really kind of kicked in with the guys, didn't it?
Yes. So let's switch gears to Chris because Chris, he had this big open house for this, you know, $13 million condo in Boca Raton, and it was like supposed to be this big record-breaking sale that, you know, They have a successful, they have a successful open house, which I love that he said, okay, Sonata was right. I'm never going to tell her that though. Like the actual open house turned out well.
Because he did not want that originally. He thought that the bikini competition was cheesy and too.
But okay, so we saw the girls. They were trying to, or they were, competing to be Miss Boca Raton.
Yeah.
And
that is not what normal Miss Boca Ratons look like. Can we just talk about that for a second? Those were models. They were gorgeous. I wanted to see more of them.
I wanted to see if I knew anyone. I was like,
oh, yeah.
who from Miami will be participating? But, I was a little confused by some of them wearing dresses. And you were saying we're in bathing suits, and we're probably in bathing suits longer than these people were. Some were in dresses and some were in bathing suits.
Yeah, the whole thing was a little weird. I mean, when they announced these girls, they said what food they eat. They're like, this is Michelle, and I'm making up the name, but she likes filet mignon. It's like, what?
Right, like why do you win because of your taste in food? I like lobster. Do I win? I don't know.
Yeah, the whole thing was a little weird, but I think it worked for their purposes. The girls were beautiful. I'm sure they're nice too. So the event was a success. I think we can say it was just the outcome, not so much.
Let's talk about that.
That was a major curveball.
Oh wait, actually, before we even go there, Sam had another great line, and when she was like,
yes.
About the price of the condo. She's like, you need to lay off the Botox because it's seeping into your brain.
Yeah, the whole Botox thing in general was hilarious. So I love that Sam had that line.
Yeah.
But when he was getting Botox, Chris, of course, he was asked, have you gotten Botox lately? It's really important. He's like, a little bit.
I know. I love that he was called out. Oh, and then she took his cell phone away when he was in the spa.
That was a great scene. So I love that it came full circle when Sam was criticizing him.
And he's like, why does she always make like a reference to my appearance or how I take care of myself? It's very
Yeah,
strange.
he made a reference to her appearance, saying that she needed to show the girls a little bit more and keep them in with the sports bra a little bit more the episode before. So
Right.
anyways, they like to pick on each other.
I think you can do that when you're like those two kinds of personalities.
Yeah.
So anyway, like you were saying, unfortunately, the outcome of the open house wasn't so, or the sale in general was bittersweet because while they had an open house that was successful and they even got an offer from, oddly enough, somebody in the building who lived a couple floors below, and she wasn't even ready to sell her apartment. She was just like, oh, I'll buy the other one too for my art and my bathing suits or whatever she said. I was like, okay, cool.
I need a closet.
Who can do that? I have my $1 million apartment downstairs, but I will buy your $13 million one upstairs.
I'm running out of space.
Weird.
Yeah.
So, they have an offer and it's really great and exciting, and they're kind of both like, okay, cool.
Right. Feeling good, breaking records.
Well, and by the way, we found out that they spent $55,000 on this open house and all the marketing materials.
Which they thought they were going to get back, tenfold. But
Right, because Chris's commission alone would have been $200,000.
I know. So let's reveal it.
Okay.
Campion, the Moshalite, is representing the owner of the
I forgot about
place,
that.
and reveals that they're not going to sell.
Right, now the owners have
Done deal.
decided
Goodbye.
that,
Thanks for your party.
that they put so much money and effort into the apartment, and they do like Boca, why not just keep it for themselves? So it's like, hello?
Did you not think about this beforehand?
Right.
Before I threw my $55,000 party?
It's so weird. Like, I don't know that selling property is a whim kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They were probably at the party and they were talked into wanting to live there.
Right. I mean, I get it. If you're gonna, if you have the money and you already built the beautiful condo, why not keep it?
So whatever, they changed their mind. Really sucks for Chris though, because not only
his
did he
heart
lose
was
out on his
broken.
commission, more than $200,000, but he lost $55,000, and it seemed like Campion
23 and a half or whatever it
marketing.
was. Because they probably split it, but yes.
Okay.
But still a lot. That's a lot more than I would want to lose ever.
And he chalked it up as that's the price you pay for business.
I like, though, that he didn't take the money because Campion was offering to reimburse them. And he's like, you know what? It's a cost of doing business. And hopefully that will come back around. And maybe Campion will call them again.
Yeah, he did the professional thing. Still sucks, though.
Totally sucks. I would have totally taken it, professional or not. Well, then again, I guess it would depend on how much other sales I've had or what else is on my roster.
Yeah, and he's doing just fine. I mean,
Seems that
he
way.
can make that up in a day,
I'm sure.
in an hour.
All right. Well, let's now switch over to Chad because he had some drums going on too.
Way drums.
Way drums. Well, this is what happens when you sign on for a condo that's actually two separate condos that they melded together into
AKA
one.
an office building. It looked like an office building. The actual condo itself in my opinion, not cute at all. I definitely love the view. I get how the view's amazing and it goes on and on for miles. But those long hallways,
it was
not
weird.
my style.
Not mine either. And like the dark wood, I felt like it was more of like a legal office or something like that. But if you notice, who he brought in for his open house were all men. So it seemed geared toward men, but I don't know what woman would want to live in there. Jen, his girlfriend. Jen, his girlfriend actually said, she's like, when are we moving in?
Probably because of those views. I mean, the view was incredible, but I didn't get this one, and it was really interesting, the outcome.
It was. Okay, so let's talk more about what is going on with this property. It was Trevor, the selling agent, wanted to list it for $6 million. And Chad was like, no, it needs a 5 in front of it, and like more like 5.3.
Yeah, he later said that he thought it was worth 4.7, so he was even stretching by going to the 5.
Yeah. Well, obviously, because, you know, if the two apartments were separated, they'd be 1.9 each. So that's a lot less than what they're selling at 5.3.
Right. So they had a little discrepancy there, but he handled it well and advised him. That's part of his job.
I mean, and these poor sellers put in like, what, $4 million worth of work? What were they thinking?
Yeah, and Chad pointed out, just because you put in $4 million doesn't mean you're going to get that back. And that's what this situation's looking at. But anyways, they ended up agreeing to list it at $5.3 million.
Yes. And we need to talk about Chad's selling tactic, his like giveaways for his open house. He was giving away Chateau wine, like Chateau, but
Love it.
Chateau.
And he was so proud of himself. Like that was the best part, is looking at, you know, when he was telling Jen, he was like, yeah, I've got Chateau. And it does tie in really nicely because there's a wine closet. So I like how he really accented that feature.
Me too.
Which is one of the coolest parts about that place, which we failed to mention.
Yeah, and on the wine, it had all of the information on the listing.
I mean, it's very genius.
Really smartly done. Good marketing materials. I like it a lot.
But then they had these plastic wine glasses. Like, just suck it up and get some glass.
I didn't get that either, because it was like, okay, you're having the wine bottles made specially for this.
Yeah.
And this apartment is very expensive. You're really going to have glasses that when you put them together, they break?
I mean, that was funny. Their little argument between Jen and Chad, and he's like, why do you keep breaking them? And then he broke them. I mean, it made for a funny moment.
Definitely.
But not professional for a $5.3 million house.
No. I mean, you can get those for cheap at like IKEA, $1 glass.
Yeah.
But so it was cute when Jen was like, say sorry.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't. And she's like, say sorry.
Yeah, we saw a little bit more of Jen this time, which I liked. And one of the comments I loved that either he or she made was that they weren't going to move in until they were engaged per her request. So she's a strong cookie, and in a good way. I'm starting to like her and want to see more of her.
Me too. And I also think she handles him well. Not that he's like too much to deal with, but from what you can see in their dynamic, like she's very much like,
she holds her own. It would be easy to be like, oh, I'm with this successful guy and I just have to give in to him. But no, she holds her own. She's confident, very much so an equal partnership there. So I'm liking what I'm seeing there.
Me too. So, I mean, actually, I will say this. When he went to go look at cars, I was thinking, why are you looking at cars and not engagement rings?
I'm surprised she didn't say anything about that.
Well, maybe she knows it's coming. Or maybe he already bought it, because I know that further down the line, we see something to do with that.
Well, and we're thinking like normal people that you have to look at either or, but they can look at both.
I mean, more power to you if you got it in the bank.
It's a good life that they have.
Do what you do.
But yeah, they're looking at Aston Martins. That was, well, and he was banking on getting this huge commission that we're not sure that he's going to get now.
Right. Okay. So at this wine and cheese open house, he gets an offer right there. He's like, I was authorized to give you $5 million.
In cash.
In cash. What was it, a 30-day close or less or something?
I think it was 30, yeah.
30? Okay, so he gets that, and Chad's like, I don't know, honestly, because...
He played it cool.
Yeah, and obviously he was hoping for, like, higher numbers, too, to come out of it, but $5 million was the best he got, so he brings that amount to Trayor, and... he at least promised he was going to get him a 5 in front of the number. Right. However, it was 5.0.
0.000.
So Trevor, you know, he plays hardball and finally agrees. However, well, and then Chad goes and buys his car, which is crazy. By the way, he goes to the collection. I was thinking of you during this because I was like geeking out. I was like, the collection, that is where people go to get cars. I actually have a friend who's in charge of all the marketing for the collection. And like, that was like a cool, like, you see, that's where like people go in Miami to get really fine cars. There's also Prestige Auto Imports or something like that in North Miami. So,
is that where you got your first car?
No. God, no, I wish.
That's where you'll get your next one.
I will go to Miami. I will get the most expensive car and I will drive it all the way back to LA by myself.
Maybe I'll drive with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So anyways,
we digress. But so he goes and he buys himself a car, a white Aston Martin.
yeah, he's like, I got this.
Yeah, I don't think men should drive white cars. I'm just going to say that right now.
Oh, really? Too feminine or?
White cars are for ladies. I drive a white car. I think it's like a lady car.
Okay.
You can men should drive like black
Chad
or
know
like
that when we talk to him.
maybe not. Don't tell him I said that. I love you, Chad. Maybe like a charcoal gray or like a black or like
I like the neutral colors. They're very chic.
but not like a yellow or like an orange.
Yeah.
That's just too
Unless
much.
it's like your 4th or 5th car, which
Right.
is probably for him.
Yeah, I would guess it is. So we find out at the end of the episode, he gets a call from the buyer's
Ty.
Yes, Ty, buyer's agent, who offered the $5 million to start, and he said that as a result of the inspection, they have to knock $250,000 off of the offer because they have to
Electric or floor problems. And
kinds
they
of
didn't
things.
dive into that. We're gonna revisit
Yeah.
that next episode. You can tell, but. I mean, Chad was pissed. He threw glass. He was so pissed because Trayor, his requirement was that there be a 5
Right.
in front, and there wouldn't be anymore.
No.
So this is definitely a problem. But at the same time, even Chad admitted that he thought it was worth more like 4.7. And then on
Now
top of
it's
it,
that.
if there are issues,
Right. Listen,
So-
I think, okay, to be completely fair, this apartment is not for everybody, and you either keep it on the market for longer. This is coming from my professional opinion, obviously. You either keep it on the market longer, and then people, negotiate down anyway because they know how long the property's been on the market, or you take your best offer and go.
Right.
And then you chalk it up to you had a very quick sale. Yeah, the owners of the apartment kind of lose, but maybe they should have had a decorator.
Yeah.
Or not done what they did. Because that layout works for you and your wife who sleep in different rooms, but doesn't work for everybody.
Right? Totally.
I don't know. I really hope that this goes in Chad's favor. I think that.
Well, what do you think? Is it time for predictions? Should we?
Yeah.
Should we say what we think?
Yeah, Alex, we should.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
You want to start?
Okay. So I think he's going to lose a listing.
Oh, no.
I mean, and that's not what I want, but that's what I
No.
think is going to happen. Because I think that he's going to come back. He's going to tell Trayor what's up, and he's going to be like, "What? First you got me a low 5, and now it's going to have to be
Yeah.
knocked down 250,000." I think he's going to
But
lose
the
the listing.
thing is that it's going to be that way regardless of who's listing it because other inspectors are going to come in and find out the same information. So
Unless
maybe
his ego's too big that he's not willing to listen to it and take it in. I don't know. But you tell me what you think.
I think that it's going to be dramatic, but I think Chad's going to sell it for the price that is being offered.
Okay.
And if it's not, Chad will just find something else. But I don't know. I think it'll work itself out.
Okay. I think Chris is going to come back with a big bang. He's going to get that record-breaking listing
I
in
think
the
so
next
too.
1 or 2. Because he's got it. Now he's fired up. He's like, I got to make
Yeah.
up that money. I got to prove myself again. I think that extra zest will help him.
I think so too. It definitely lit a fire for him because he was all revved up about this whole, record-breaking idea. And I think he's resilient. I think he's fab. And I love him.
I love him
So
too.
I'm sure he'll come back around and we'll talk to him and Chad and
Yes,
Sam in
talking
the
to
next
them
coming
all.
weeks. We will definitely let you know who's coming when via, all of our social media outlets. And we will keep you in the loop so you come and you see us talking to these awesome people
I can't wait for it.
and you'll get the scoop.
Yes.
You will get the scoop.
You will.
Where can everybody find you, Alex?
Well, Twitter, Instagram at Alex Wehrley, Facebook.com/Alex Wehrley, and I just got a website,
What is it?
AlexWehrley.com. Spelling of my last name, Wehrley. How about you?
And you can find me at Jen the Jew on Twitter and Instagram, and website is jennifergolden.com, and Facebook Jennifer Golden. It's Jennifer Golden. I was going to say
Just Jennifer Golden.
All over the place, Jennifer Golden or Jen the Jew. You can Google me. You'll figure it out. Thank you guys for joining us. It has been fun. We can't wait to see you again next week. And that is it for our show.
Thank you. See you next week, and we will be talking to one of the cast members.
Yeah, we will.
Exciting stuff.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.